Hello and welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom from our studios at number 5, Hula Hansen Lane at Tesano in Accra. I am Nanatifo Boateng. Coming up. Angry NDC supporters in Awutu Senya East demand immediate reinstatement of suspended constituency chairman.
Anybody who says a man in Awutu Senya should come to the information for the MP, but whoever, national or region, anybody who thinks is a man, we seize the key, the office key. No any party activities is going to go on in the party office.
Tensions mount in Jeso municipality of the Ashanti region as assembly members give MCE 1 week ultimatum to resign.
Since the election couldn't come on today, all the 28 elected assembly members have resolved that we are giving an ultimatum of 1 week starting today that the MCE, Honorable Jerry Asante, should in her own will put up a resignation letter.
Also coming up, 7th-day prayers for the late king of Dagbang, Yana Abubakari Mahama, the second observed in Yendi.
On Friday, the 31st, it will be a pure tradition, but today has to do with some Islamic and our tradition coming together on this particular day as 24th of.
And later, all set for the biggest fair to hit Tamale, the Northern Business Fair, with organizers pulling last-minute strings for the 2-day event.
And for all of us who are also coming to witness and participate in the exhibition, just know that entry is free. Just come around. We have all the solutions you are looking for. This is the second edition of the Northern Business Fair, and we are very, very excited and delighted with how things are going.
Coming up in Channel 1 Business. Ghana's Petroleum Funds closes first half with $1.64 billion as balance. And later in Channel 1 Sports. National Sports Authority urges Ghanaians not to pile pressure on Team Ghana ahead of 2026 Commonwealth Games. Grateful for your time. Let's get to the details of our stories now. An attempt to swear in an acting chairman for the Awutu Senya East constituency branch of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, was halted after some party members stormed the constituency office in protest. The members are demanding the reinstatement of the suspended constituency chairman, Stephen Ofosu-Ejari. Central Regional Correspondent Akwesi Ado has more.
Tensions flared at the Awutu Senya East constituency office of the National Democratic Congress as party members protested the suspension of constituency chairman Stephen Ofosu-Ejari. The protesters questioned the decision by the party's functional executive committee, insisting they had not been given clear reasons for his suspension.
Ajari ena ama yakuma to yeyem a yabre ye ho ase enye sadia nka NDC ewe kaswa ha nka national munti na asem de
se eyeye MP nko adia na ka yewu ye delegate obiampo ehu se ye wo ho enti ende ye ba ya ye ba bebisa sa suspension ya ma no no oyesi wa ye den.
The protest disrupted a planned ceremony to swear in the constituency's vice chairman, Alhaji Osman Abdullah, as acting chairman. The aggrieved members say they want fairness and due process in the handling of the matter.
Yeah, Baba, vice chairman, near MP, near Momutai, Chini say, Yam Penny Momumbe, yes, swearing in Bia, besides on co-election Bia, I had Baba swearing in, our constituency have.
Won't be and for Aboboya and for Tirela in Shaboyamu. Kaswa Esunchen, Onipa person Mediadiano, Kaswa Esunchen. Because Kamajari every week be a once a 30,000, 40,000. Sa papa will need appointment to be a woo. Necessary, I say, yen to me, and baby, Mayasa, may and some chrono.
As the protest continued, the members locked the constituency office and vowed to resist any attempt to replace the suspended chairman until their concerns are addressed.
Anybody who says a man in the Newsroom should come to the information for the MP, whoever, national or region, anybody who thinks is a man, we seize the key, the office key, just come to the someone and put the key. For now, no any party activities is going to go on in the party office.
The branch executives have also resolved to petition the national leadership of the NDC, calling for a review of the decision to suspend Stephen Ofosu-Ejari.
A petition being signed by the branch executives and the grassroots to petition national that the decision taken is not in favor of the constituency. So we want to emphasize that the problem is rather being caused by the MP and her people, but it's not the chairman.
From all indications, this issue isn't dying out anytime soon, since these aggrieved members of the party have locked the constituency office, demanding the reinstatement of Chairman Stephen Ofosu-Ejari. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado, Kaswa Central Region.
Well, let's now take you to the Ashanti region, where members of the Newsroom Municipal Assembly have given the MCE, Jerry Asante, a one-week ultimatum to resign or be removed from office by President John Dramani Mahama. The demand comes after the Assembly failed to hold an emergency meeting to pass a vote of no confidence in the MCE. Channel 1 News' Middle Belt Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani reports.
The emergency meeting could not take place after the Electoral Commission failed to make itself available to supervise the vote of no confidence. The Assembly Auditorium, which has been designated as the venue, was also found locked. Assembly members alleged that estate officers informed them the facility had been locked by the MC's personal aide who had taken away the keys. The members insist their move is based on what they describe as serious administrative lapses by the municipal chief executive.
Another worrying situation is the lack of understanding about the technicalities and understanding of the local governance system and the relevant laws, rules and regulations. Due to this weakness, she does not see the need and thereby attach importance needed to implement or the implementation of the General Assembly's decision. This same weakness has resulted in a lot of tension between the MCE and key heads of department who are working so hard to help the Ejoso municipality.
Speaking to journalists, the assembly member for the Kwamu electoral area, George Kuntu Blankson, called on President John Dramani Mahama to dismiss the MCE or for her to voluntarily step down within 1 week.
Since the election couldn't come on today, all the 28 elected assembly members have resolved that we are giving an ultimatum of 1 week starting today, that the MCE, Honorable Jerry Asante, should, in her own will, put up a resignation letter and recuse herself from the office. Or we are pleading to the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to replace Honorable Jerry Asante within this said 1 week. Or else, all assembly members, we will not continue to work with Honorable Jerry Asante.
The assembly members say they remain united and committed to pursuing a vote of no confidence if their demands are not met.
The assembly members say they have no personal issue with the municipal chief executive, but insist that they can no longer work with her. Hafiz Tijani, Channel 1 News, Ejiso, Ashanti Region.
Communication is expected to play a crucial role in the New Patriotic Party's efforts to rebuild and reconnect with supporters ahead of the 2028 general elections. In the Greater Accra region, delegates will for the first time elect a regional communications officer, a position that was previously filled by appointment. 4 contenders are in the race, each promising to strengthen the party's message and reshape its communication strategy. There is more in the following report.
The position of Regional Communications Officer was previously an appointed role, but has now become an elective position. The Regional Communications Officer is responsible for coordinating the party's communication activities across all 34 constituencies in the Greater Accra region. 4 contenders, each a heavyweight in their own right within the party in the region, are vying for the position. The incumbent communications officer, who previously served as Deputy Regional Secretary under then Regional Secretary Mohammed Ajay Sowa, before later becoming acting Regional Secretary, is seeking to retain his position and become the first elected Regional Communications Officer of the NPP. He says he is built for the role.
When we came to power 2017, I was the only person left at the party office because by then the regional chairman was made regional minister. My boss, Honorable Jisoa, was made mayor. Our women organizer was taken to national health, insurance scheme. Prince, our youth organizer, was taken to national youth lesson.
He, however, faces stiff competition from a former MPP constituency chairman for Amasaman, having served as a member of the party's national communications team and as secretary to the constituency chairman during his tenure. He believes he is more than qualified for the position. Solomon Asante, who has twice contested unsuccessfully for the position of regional secretary, says his bid has received overwhelming support from party elders. According to him, they encouraged him to contest for regional communications officer because they believe the party cannot afford to lose him from the next regional executive committee.
Personally, in the past 2 regional elections, I contested, but for the position of the regional secretary. Elders of the party within the region, some, let me put it that way, called me early this year and told me, look, you are a good material. We don't want to lose you in the next regional executive body. But the position you are going, just change it. You know, and it makes sense. What they told, it makes sense with
Former polling station officer and acting electoral area coordinator for the Koliklote constituency, George Asafoye, is also in the race. He believes his grassroots experience and connection with delegates give him an advantage.
We have a slogan. The slogan is Kukrudu Eishi. That's a variety of guns. Initially, it was Kukruno, Akuntabesi form, but the guns came with the strong shouting with the slogan Eishi. They thought it is tender. Now the tender is working. That Kukrudu Eishi. And as far as I'm partially Gan, partially Ashanti, and I'm from Greater Accra, I have to make sure that Greater Accra will understand the meaning of MPP.
Isaac Oheneba Danso Jr., a former acting deputy youth organizer of the party in Ayawaso West Wuogon, former branch organizer of the NPP in South Korea, and current dean of the NPP diaspora organizers, is seeking to return home to help reshape the party's communication strategy.
As someone who has been a communication strategist for Samsung for some years, and personally who has been a trained journalist in Korea, in UK, and in Ghana as well, I thought that if something can be done better, I thought that what the party has done for me, the best way I can do back is to pay the party for the good work they've done to me and life.
All 4 candidates appear to have a clear understanding of the communication challenges facing the party in the Greater Accra region.
There was a bit of gap between the party and the government. And for that matter, relevant documents that were supposed to be given to communicators to come to your studios to be able to prove to Ghanaians the kind of work that we've done, what we are doing, it was a bit difficult.
Listen to Ghanaians. They say, MPP, for the communication, you have done the thing, you have done the work, but you are not able to communicate what you've done. You hear it yourself. Yes, I heard it.
There was misinterpretation from the NDC. They came with lies and then propagandas, and this is sweet nonsense.
But how do they intend to address these challenges?
Training is very important in the communications business. And now that I'm going to be elected, I have that kind of independence to be able to initiate programs within the communication outfit. So I'm not going to leave training out. Being a teacher myself, it's going to be one of my cardinal points.
We need training for our communicators. And that is what Asante Solomon, I'm bringing on board. Asante Solomon, I am coming with ATM. The position, before you can be well fit for that position, you need to be an administrator.
Deaf. When they have a dream, it is in their head or their brain, or it is in their mind. So I can put my strategies down here. But I have a strategy, and we have a strategy.
Periodic training for party communicators, developing and training party communicators, and recruiting and discovering party communicators. Communication in the region is not going to be about communication officers.
It is a new elective portfolio, but the stakes are high. The 4 contenders are hopeful of winning when the party holds the election to lead the party's communication wing in the Greater Accra region. Reporting for Channel 1 News, Hansen Ajeman.
Well, away from that, the Member of Parliament for Ekumfi, Dr. Othniel Eko-Kwenu, has stated that the 2026 mid-year budget review marks a shift towards disciplined economic management and signals an end to what he describes as years of reckless borrowing and spending. According to him, the budget review outlines clear expenditure priorities that will strengthen fiscal discipline and ensure the prudent management of public finances. There is more in the following report.
Following the presentation of the 2026 mid-year budget review to Parliament by Finance Minister Dr. Kasia Latoforson on Thursday, members of Parliament shared mixed reactions in interviews with City News, expressing different views on the government's economic performance and measures outlined in the review.
I remember during the Kanufureta days, you might have heard a lot that the economy has turned the corner. I've described that corner was so long and bent. In actual sense, we didn't even start turning it. This is the actual turning of a corner in terms of economic performance, and clearly we've all seen it. This is the minister that came to the people, the representative of Ghanaians in the House of Parliament, and said, "I am here per my mandate to account to you." Many other taxes like the betting tax I've taken away. Even though I've lowered the tax brackets, I've been able to generate more revenue in benefits of what Ghanaians. If it's not relief, what is it? So I think that once again, the consolidation is perfect. And you know, year on year, by last year, July, this time, inflation was hovering around 13.7%. When we took it from them by close of December 2024, 23.8%. It went down by close of December 2025 to 3.2%. Now back to 5.1 or 5.7%. This is sustainability. This shows that somebody is consistent with delivery.
Go to the market now and go and see how people are suffering in their shops and how people are walking around not having money to buy what they need to buy. So yes, inflation can be low. I don't have a problem. You can tell me the dollar has been stable for all of these years. Yes, we've seen that. But what is the real impact on the ordinary Ghanaian? Today, as we speak, a liter of petrol is 17 cedis. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying.
You know, the MPP, as usual, set a trap for NDC. Why do I say so? If you look at their tangent as far as the borrowings that they had done. Now, if you look at the maturity profile of all the investments or the borrowings they had done, which today we cannot account for in the economy, 2026, 2027, 2028 were one of the biggest exposures Ghana had. Today, this Minister of Finance has made it a call to ensure that we have enough buffers to be able to deal with them. The days of, running this country haphazardly, where borrowing and spending were like, they were just happening anyhow. Today, he's making sure that he's using every opportunity he has to be able to make sure that the finances of this country are well and the people of Ghana have the maximum benefit. So for me, in fact, yesterday I saw a new finance minister. He was on fire. As Kofi Kenyatta would say, "Wacha jam."
Now, teacher unions in Ghana are unhappy over what they describe as neglect by the finance minister in the 2026 mid-year budget review. The National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAD, says the budget failed to capture concerns they have raised earlier about their condition of service and the 20% deprived area allowance for teachers posted to underserved communities. The teacher unions describe the omission of the deprived area allowance as unfortunate, recalling assurances made in the 2025 budget. Now let's get more on this and speak to the president of NAGRAD, Jacob Anaba, who's joining us for more. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Very well.
Brother.
You were given assurances on the same allowance in the 2025 budget. Was there any disbursement in that regard, even before we come to this mid-year review?
Thank you very much and good evening to your cherished viewers. Rather, very unfortunately, no disbursement was made. No teacher was paid any deprived area allowance. Even though we had an agreement with the President, His Excellency, before he assumed the office of the presidency, he met with the teacher unions and we told him that this has been outstanding since 2008. And he gave us the assurance that he was going to implement it if he was voted into power. And when he was voted into power, he had made mention not less than 2 times at various fora to assure us that he was going to make sure that that allowance was implemented. But unfortunately, it wasn't paid, and this mid-year review budget never captured it. In fact, this mid-year review budget never captured any welfare issue concerning the teacher.
What was this allowance, or did it find expression in the actual budget which was delivered early on in the year by the finance minister?
It was captured as an item that should be discussed with stakeholders, and with the assurance that with that discussion, it was going to be implemented. So the capture was that they were going to have a discussion with stakeholders, and then it will be implemented. Since November, we have not had any discussion on it. We've been calling for it, and we have not heard from the powers that be.
Are you able to give us an idea what the numbers look like regarding teachers in these underserved communities, and what kind of challenge the non-expression and subsequent disbursement of this particular allowance will pose to such teachers?
In fact, the teacher union took upon themselves to carry out a survey on that, and out of more than 300,000 teachers, about quarter from part of this deprived area teachers that we are talking about. I wouldn't be able to give the figure, the amount that will be involved, but government has not made any effort to even start. So that is our predicament. What we expected is that at least they should make mention of it, that they were going to start it either this month, next month, or the following month. But nothing was mentioned in the mid-year review budget.
Very well. Let's look at what the conditions that you were expecting that this budget to speak to are. What really were your expectations, apart from this 20%, if you like, deprived area allowance?
Yes, the government also promised in the November budget, the main budget, that they were going to start building accommodation, which they term as the teacher Dabre accommodation for teachers. 100 of them were going to be started or commenced. That never saw the light of day. And then they also promised that they were going to build basic schools with accommodation for teachers. That one too has not seen the light of day. Apart from that, we expected the government to capture the recruitment of the newly qualified teachers. Government promised that it was going to increase the number from 7,000 to 16,000. So we expected this to be captured in the budget, but it wasn't captured. And then the issue of promotion from deputy director to director 2 and director 1. We also expected that to have expression in the new year, mid-year budget review. It never got expression. So these are some of the issues that we are not happy about. We think that government, and even if you look at the budget allocation, the amount that was allocated in November is the same amount. It means that government is not adding anything to the welfare of the teacher. So that actually has disappointed us.
Very well. We would have to leave it here, but quickly, finally, before you go, disappointed, yes, but what will you do about it?
Oh, we need to engage. We need to engage. We want to engage with our minister, the Minister of Finance, the Fair Wages and Salary Commission, and the powers that be, that the welfare of the teacher has remained the same. Nothing has happened to us. We have not seen any improvement, and it is even deteriorating because of conditions of our services. It has not been improved.
Right, very well. Thank you for speaking to us. Jacob Anaba is the president of the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT. This is the Channel One Newsroom here on Channel One Television, still to come. Ghana's Petroleum Funds closes first half with $1.64 billion as balance. But stay with us, we have the details coming up shortly.
Welcome to a place where everyday living is reimagined, where space, movement, and community come together effortlessly. With thoughtfully designed spaces, modern facilities, and everything you need within reach, you don't just live here, you feel safe, comfortable, and at ease. Step inside Eden Heights and discover spaces crafted for comfort, style, and everyday living. And just when it feels right, you will know. Because this isn't just about finding a house, it's about stepping into a better way of living. Eden Heights, the height of modern living. Book a private viewing today.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Hot pepper sauce, spicy. Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over fail.
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito, dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce is spicy.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce is spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPal, a GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note: all our wooden chalkboxes are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.eduparkgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPark, approved and supported by GES.
Imagine a life where every moment flows effortlessly, where every choice brings you closer to the life you've always wanted. Give yourself more ways to receive joy. Have more time to party. With G Money, every moment flows seamlessly. Just pay and keep the good vibes going. Instantly top up airtime or data so you never miss life's special moments, because your memories together should matter more. Give yourself more freedom to celebrate. Pay bills quickly and seamlessly so nothing disrupts your moments. Have more financial control. With G Money, you can effortlessly manage bulk payments and keep your business running smoothly. Dial *488# or download the app and explore the new G Money today. G Money. Give yourself more.
You're welcome back. Next, we have Channel 1 Business with Nashika Caesar.
Channel 1 Business is brought to you by MTN and EcoBank.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabadim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
30 years ago, MTN arrived in Ghana and everything changed. It's time to celebrate you big time. The MTN at 30 promo is here. With one of 9 Toyota Land Cruiser Prados and your share of over 10 million Ghana cedis in rewards. Let's be your connection plug in your everyday hustle. Make video calls, browse the internet for business with family and friends. Make that money move and stay ahead, because every move counts. Ghana, let's celebrate 30 years with the MTN at 30 promo. Connect, use, build points, and win big. Dial *530# or visit my MTN app for more. T's and T's apply.
Hello now, welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you.
Good to see you too.
You have some information regarding Ghana's petroleum funds?
That is true.
All right, let's have it.
Right. Now, Ghana's petroleum funds closed the first half of 2026 with a combined balance of $1.64 billion, according to the Bank of Ghana's report on the funds for the period ended June 30, 2026. Here's more.
The report shows that Ghana Petroleum Funds received total allocations of $197 $0.13 million during the first half of the year. Of this amount, $137 million was allocated to the Ghana Stabilization Fund, while $59 million went to the Ghana Heritage Fund. The funds also recorded net income of $27 million during the 6-month period. However, the Ghana Stabilization Fund recorded a withdrawal of a little over $132 million. It consequently closed the period with a balance of $182 million. The Ghana Heritage Fund, which recorded no withdrawals during the period, ended the first half with $1.46 billion. The report further indicates that the combined opening balance of the two funds at the start of 2026 was $1.55 billion. The latest figures reflect allocations of proceeds from 5 crude oil liftings during the first half of the year. These comprised liftings from the Jubilee, Sankofa Jinyame, and the 10 fields.
Now, Finance Minister Dr. Cassia Latuforsen has acknowledged the risk associated with Ghana's heavy reliance on gold for export earnings, describing the concentration of the country's export in a single commodity as a significant economic vulnerability. This comes as recent data from the Bank of Ghana shows that gold accounted for 68.3% of Ghana's export earnings as of July. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, Dr. Latuforsen said the government is implementing measures to maximize economic benefits of Ghana's gold resources while pursuing a medium-term strategy to reduce its reliance on a single commodity.
Government has a strategic long-term plan to develop our commodities. For example, beyond cocoa, we are working on palm. And we want to look at where we have strategic advantage and be able to take advantage, obviously, and then export. We are coming out with a new policy called the New Economy. And these are some of the things that we will identify and fix so that within a 3-year period, we'll be able to fix it. I said that the New Economy will be a 36-month strategy for the people of Ghana to see how we can spend a little bit more, let's say 1% of GDP, to diversify the economy and do more. And so this we are aware of. It is indeed a risk, but it's also advantage today. And we believe that it is not something that we can fix it, let's say, in 2 months. It takes a lot more than 2 months to fix it. You need both planning, action, and resources to be able to fix it.
Now, Data Bank Research expects the Bank of Ghana's Monetary Policy Committee to consider a modest reduction in the benchmark policy rate to between 12% and 13% at its next meeting in September. The projection follows the MPC's decision to maintain the policy rate at 14% for a second consecutive time this year. Here's more.
For Data Bank Research, the decision to maintain the rate was in line with expectations, particularly amid renewed geopolitical tensions, energy-related pressures, and persistent cost pressures within the domestic economy. According to the report, the collapse of a 60-day ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran, coupled with energy-driven pressures on food production and persistent utility tariff increases, could continue to exert pressure on inflation. It noted that the MPC's decision to adopt a wait-and-see approach would allow the central bank to assess how these external risks transmit to the domestic economy before making further adjustments to interest rates. Despite the recent inflationary pressures, the analysis expects the MPC to consider a modest reduction in the policy rate at its next meeting in September. It projects a possible cut to either 12 or 13%. The report said recent increases in inflation should be viewed as a normalization towards the central bank's target corridor, following unusually below inflation levels of around 3% earlier in the year. The analysis further noted that a temporary easing of geopolitical tensions in the Middle East could reduce the risk premium in crude oil markets and help keep prices below $80 per barrel. Such a development, it noted, could provide the BOG with additional room to gradually shift its policy focus towards supporting economic growth.
We now bring you an update on crude oil prices and how the local currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's it for Channel One Business. I am Nashika Caesar. To fall back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Na. Always bringing us the latest in the world of business. Let's now bring you some other stories. The seventh-day prayers for the late king of Dagmang, Yana Abubakari Muhammad II, has been successfully observed in Yendi in accordance with Islamic teachings. The prayers, attended by traditional leaders, chiefs, government officials, and other dignitaries, form part of the funeral rites for the late king. Channel One News' Northern Regional Correspondent Mohammed Aminu M. Alabira was at the Gbewa Palace and has this report.
It was a colorful ceremony at the Gbewa Palace in Yendi as elders and people of Dagbang gathered to observe the seventh-day prayers for the late king, Yana Abubakar Muhammad II. The palace grounds were adorned with images of the late king as mourners and dignitaries gathered to pay their respects. The media relations officer for the Gbewa Palace, Musa Yakubu, spoke to Channel One News about the processes ahead.
Basically, Islamic activities will end today. On the 31st, it's going to be a pure tradition. That will be the installation of the Kampakoina. So now Yakugana and the rest of the kingmakers take it up from there. So on Friday, the 31st, it will be a pure tradition, but today has to do with some Islamic and our tradition coming together. Work on this particular day as 24th of July.
The event was attended by traditional authorities, chiefs, government officials, and members of the New Patriotic Party. Speaking on behalf of the New Patriotic Party presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, former Northern Regional Minister, Honorable Salfu Sahid, called on the kingmakers to prioritize peace throughout the succession process.
We should appeal to the sons and daughters of the Dagbang Kingdom that what we need is total peace. If the Dagbang ensures total peace, the Dagbang will get development, Ghana will get development. So therefore, we need to hold each other's hands and move along. Even though we have lost our father, we should hold each other to support the family so that the elders of Dagbang and the traditional and cultural people of Dagbang will support them, and with time we will be able to get who will succeed.
The Northern Regional Minister, who led the government delegation and spoke on behalf of the President, John Dramani Mahama, assured the chiefs and people of Dagbang of the government's support throughout the funeral and succession process.
Now, the government's flood mitigation task force has begun a phased dredging, desilting and demolition exercise across parts of Accra as part of efforts to reduce the city's flood risk. The exercise is being led by the Deputy Chief of Staff, Stan Dogbe, and the Minister for Works and Housing, as well as Water Resources, Kenneth J, with support from the coordinator of the Flood Mitigation Task Force, Brigadier General Foster Okanyeboa. The operation involves the demolition of structures obstructing waterways and drainage channels, the removal of poorly constructed bridges that impede the natural flow of water, and the dredging of silted drains, dams, and waterways. Now, speaking to journalists, Minister for Works and Housing and Water Resources, Kenneth Ajay, says the exercise will continue until all structures sited on waterways are cleared.
Yesterday, we started from opposite around Chado. Yeah. So we did some few demolitions there. We went to behind Adenta to also do some demolitions there. And then some few places too within East Legon too. Yesterday, we did some demolitions. And we will be moving to other areas. His Excellency has directed that this should be an ongoing thing. So you are not just seeing us here today and that will be it. After the demolitions, what will be left is we continue dredging all the time so that anytime there is rains, water will get a place to settle.
So there's going to be all year?
It's an all year thing. That is what His Excellency the President has directed. That we should ensure that what we experienced, we wouldn't experience such magnitude of floods in the coming years.
Now, Ghana has marked the 14th anniversary of the passing of its former leader, John Evans Atta Mills, with current President John Dramani Mahama pledging to take decisions that prioritize the welfare of Ghanaians as the best way to honor the late statesman. Government, family and friends gathered at the Asumdwe Park to pay their respects and share fond memories of President Mills. Presidential correspondent Akosi Ochiri reports.
Our economy is resilient. Madam Speaker, when you are pronouncing
14 years after his passing, memories of President John Evans Atta Mills remain deeply etched in the hearts of many Ghanaians. His legacy of humility, peace, and selfless service continues to inspire reflections on the values that he stood for. Today, relatives laid wreaths and paid tribute to a man they described as a loving, family devoted servant of the nation.
As the family of our late Professor John Evans Atta Mills, we solidly and firmly stand with you in all this. We'll continue to pray for you, your family, your administration, your party, and the country as a whole. Thank you all for being with us in hard times and good times.
The Speaker of Parliament joined other dignitaries in honoring the late president, describing him as a statesman whose commitment to national development left a lasting mark on Ghana's history.
He listened before he decided. He consulted before he acted. And he never let the trappings of power distance him from the people he served. President Mills governed with humility in an age that often rewards spectacle. He spoke often of probity, accountability, and a good heart he brought to the service of this country.
The President, John Mahama, reflected on his years serving alongside President Mills as Vice President. He pledged to uphold his boss's values of integrity.
I often recall his quiet wisdom and steady temperament. These values continue to remind me that every decision that I take must ultimately serve the people of Ghana and strengthen the democratic institutions that would outlive us all. The greatest tribute we can pay to President Mills is not found in any speeches or ceremonies or anniversaries annually. The greatest tribute we can pay to him lies in our commitment to the principles that he cherished and lived for, and that is integrity in public life,
Now to some exciting news, because preparations for the 2026 Northern Business Fair are in their final stages, with organizers putting their finishing touches in place ahead of the two-day event designed to connect businesses with new markets, investors and growth opportunities across northern Ghana. The fair, which is powered by Channel One TV and supported by City FM, is expected to bring together indigenous businesses, exhibitors and service providers to showcase their products and services while engaging potential customers, investors and business partners. Our Northern Bureau Chief, Shawana Yusuf, reports.
Businesses ranging from small and medium-sized enterprises (SMEs) to large corporations and service providers are expected to exhibit at this year's Northern Business Fair, with hundreds of patrons anticipated to attend over the two-day event. Businesses that participated in the maiden edition say the event helped expand their customer base, strengthened their network, and opened doors to new markets. They are hopeful this year's edition would deliver even greater returns.
It was a nice time. We were able to show to the world what we are into, and people who were hearing the school or the name of the school for the first time got to appreciate what we do and where we stand in the TVET space. And we managed, we were even able to attract some promotion or referral, if I may call it, through that the CEO for Channel One recommended us for an exhibition in Accra, and it was very, very well patronized. We managed to get a national platform to showcase our product.
From Bogatanga, we came all the way from Bogatanga to the Northern Business Fair. Last year we were here, and in fact, I would say it's exposed us a lot. If I rate it from 0 to 10, it was 8%. We had fun and everything was good. And this year we are here again, all the way from Bogatanga to exhibit. We are hoping for the best. We hope this year will be more interesting, more fun, good sales, more investors will come around.
With the fair set to open on July 25th, exhibitors say they are looking forward to engaging prospective clients, securing business partnership and boosting sales. Participants from the Upper East region and other parts of the country also express optimism about the opportunities the event presents.
Our expectation for this fair is for us to showcase the products of beneficiaries and also provide a lot of market linkages, because we know that your platform is a bigger platform where people can really exhibit and show what they are doing. We are also here as a project, especially with the Productive Inclusion Project, to bring visibility, let the world know what the government is doing to end poverty.
So I'm expecting so many people to come around and see what we also have in common.
Meanwhile, the head of events and partnership at Channel One TV and City FM, Frema Edunyame, says preparations are progressing smoothly, with organizers completing the final logistical arrangement to ensure a successful event.
This is the second edition of the Northern Business Fair, and we are very, very excited and delighted with how things are going, and the excitement and the enthusiasm that we've also experienced coming into town is very, very encouraging. And so tomorrow at 9 a.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. all the way to 6 p.m. we are here. We are telling Ghana and beyond what Northern Ghana has to offer, what Ghana has to offer, and also encouraging all businesses down south to take advantage of the Northern Business Fair and penetrate the northern market.
Well, the Northern Business Affairs brought to you by Channel One Television and 97.3 City FM, with sponsorship from EcoBank, the National Petroleum Authority, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, North Shore April GH, and SIC Insurance. This is the Channel One Newsroom. Still to come. National Sports Authority urges Ghanaians not to pile pressure on Team Ghana ahead of 2026 Commonwealth Games. Details coming up shortly. Don't go away.
In today's fast-paced African business landscape, human resources is no longer just a support function. It's the strategic heartbeat of your organization. Are you prepared to lead that change and redefine your professional impact? Welcome to the HR Connect Conference 2026. This year, we are diving deep into our professional theme, from certification to competence. Why elevating HR is critical for business growth and competitive advantage in Africa. We are profoundly honored to host our guest of honor, His Majesty the Gamanche, King Takitaiko Churu II, alongside our distinguished guest speaker, Honorable Haruna Pelpo. Over 2 transformative days at the prestigious Labadi Beach Hotel, you will go far beyond traditional theory. We have curated an immersive experience designed to challenge your thinking and sharpen your edge. You will have the opportunity to participate in our expert-led masterclass sessions, including personal branding and mastery, the CDAT compensation and benefits masterclass, our critical labor law masterclass, and the forward-looking SHRP future of work masterclass. Beyond the masterclasses, you will gain rare, high-level perspectives during our exclusive C-suite sessions, engage in intimate fireside chats, and participate in our interactive table talk sessions focusing on HR mentorship mastery and the latest in HR tech. Proudly partnered by CDAT Consult and SHRP, this is the premier gathering for HR professionals ready to shape the future of our industry. Mark your calendars for July 30th and 31st, 2026, starting 9 a.m. sharp each day. Elevate your practice, drive your business. Join us at the HR Connect Conference 2026. We look forward to connecting with you there.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious.
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito, dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, is that you? Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action.
Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Friendly sasso quell. Yeah, come my sasso.
Sasso, come tum preko.
Welcome back. Next is Channel 1 Sports with Bernard Abeku-Ochiri. Welcome, bro. What's the latest?
Let's get into it, shall we? Now, the Director General of the National Sports Authority, Ampofo Ankra, has urged Ghanaians not to pile pressure on Team Ghana to win medals at the 2026 Commonwealth Games, saying Ghana's preparations have not been ideal. Team Ghana began its campaign on Friday, July 24, with swimmer Nubia Ejay finishing 8th in her women's 50-meter butterfly heat in 30.02 seconds. Swimmer Abeku Jackson also impressed in the men's 50-meter backstroke, setting a new national record and personal best of 26.48 seconds. Well, that's the very latest from the world of sport, and I am Bernard Abeku. That's your sports.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oche. Always good to have you. Well, that'll be all for this edition of the Channel One Newsroom. I am Nana Tifo Boateng. Many thanks for watching.